Hello everyone, this is Sylvianne from Andorhal server. I'm in the guild Flaming Bunnies. It's a quick video for some of my guildies who may be new to healing and may want some ideas of how to set up their UI, or anyone else who's interested on YouTube. I play a priest as my main. I have quite a few alts as well, but this is my priest, Sylvianne. My UI, basically, in the default UI, you have your action bars down here along the bottom of the screen, and you can add more on top of those or along the right hand side. I used to play with my action bars shown a lot. Now, for the most part, I do a lot of key binding, and I pretty much have all of my binds in muscle memory, so I really don't need to think about them or see them very much. And I've configured my UI. You'll see it later. A big part of using action bars, I think, when you're starting out, is seeing when your abilities come off cooldown and are ready to use. One of the things I want to try to show you here is that by configuring your UI to keep your eye located in the center of the screen, you are able to see all of that information in a better way while keeping your eye focused on your character. You can move better, react to things more quickly, and also if you are, starting your own guild or raid leading at all, you can see what's happening much quicker and be aware of not only what you can do better, but call it out in advance sometimes to help out other people. Also, in your default UI, you will have your player, your target, target's target, and your party frames here. I don't use party frames. I use Pitbull for my unit frames. And what I have is player, target, target's target down here, right below my character where my eye is located at all times. And then I have focus's target over here. I use bartender, and I just hide I bind everything the way I want it to be bound, and then I just hide my action bars with the exception of, a small little action bar here to show how many candles I have without having to look at my bags. Keep my flasks and that sort of thing there. I keep eye on my potions and everything else. Otherwise, I use recount over here, and I have omen here. I keep track of raid heals per second and DPS when I'm raid leading, especially on progression encounters, so that I can quickly identify if we're lagging behind. If we're like pushing in a rage timer on a new encounter, I can say, we're not doing as well as last attempt, or you guys are really DPSing hard, you're doing better than last time, keep it up, just to keep people motivated to keep doing a good job or to do better. I use Sexy Map up here. I use Citrina buff frames to show my buffs along the top part of the screen. My debuffs, I track down here. I make them larger so that I can't miss it. So you can see Weakened Soul from Power Word Shield there. For my raid frames, a lot of people like different things. I'm not going to say what I use is better than anything else, because every person has personal preferences, but I will tell you why I use Healbot for my priest. I've used Grid in the past, I've used Pitbull frames, I've used X-Pearl frames. They all have advantages and they all do some things really well. The reason I like Healbot is because it runs on relatively low memory. It updates with information really quickly when people take damage, which is really key if you're a healer particularly. And the biggest reason that I like it on Priest is when I'm Discipline, it tracks my shields really well. When I'm Holy, it tracks my Renew and Prayer of Mending really well. It allows me to track Guardian Spirit from other priests when it's applied to a target, so I can call down countdowns on if we're chaining cooldowns on an encounter. I can say shield wall, after this Guardian Spirit goes down, it's going down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, shield wall now, and it helps me track that and communicate that well. So you can see if I'm in a 25-man raid, this whole area is my raid frames, but when I power word shield myself, it shows that I have the shield that is still active, and then eventually when the shield's about to expire, it'll start counting down how long it has on it. And that's really helpful for me when I'm AoE shielding in preparation for a lot of AoE damage that's coming at different points in different encounters. I can see who still needs it, who has shields, etc. Um, so you can shield yourself. It tracks prayer mending really well for priests too. So I can see that I have prayer mending on this person. You can configure grid to do this obviously too, but I like with healbot that it shows the actual spell symbol and it shows the number of charges left. It's just, it appeals to me like that. It's works that way. Um, Same thing with renew and pretty much anything, you know, and that's really nice. You can see 0 seconds, shield falls off, permanent falls off, I've reshielded myself, etc. This mod here that you see at the right above my user frame is called Forte Exorcist. It was originally a Warlock mod, but it's really good for tracking cooldowns. So you can see any buffs or debuffs on myself. It tracks when that's going down. If I penance myself, for example, right now, you'll see that the penance icon appears on it and slides down the bar until it's off cooldown. It will explode at the end in a little thing that lets you know it's available for use. I have mine above my unit frames. It would work just as well, maybe better, if you put it above your raid frames, so that when your eye is in this portion of the screen, you're watching, you can't help but notice when things come off cooldown. The other mod that I have is called Power Auras, and I have it set up right now to only show when I get in combat, but it shows my spell icons and abilities when they're off cooldown, my long cooldowns, so I know when they're available to use, and I have it located around my character, and it's basically telling me everything that I would be told if I was looking at my action bars, but it's in the center of my screen, keeps my eye here, I can see right away if I'm standing in fire, if I need to move, etc. So I think the big things that people should look for in a raid healing UI, or if you're just healing 5 or 10-man raids too, is you want to have some raid frames that update quickly, that track what you need to have tracked, and that, you know, work well for your class, and basically something that's easy for you to keep track of and work with. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that music off because, yeah. So anyway, that's the biggest thing. For a long time, I had my frames just to the right of my character. A lot of people have them just below their character. I have them down here now just because I've been healing for a long time, and I'm comfortable having my eyes sort of... I joke around and say I raid cross-eyed a lot. Anyway, I'll keep talking, but I'm going to queue for random heroic right now.